Motor, J Motor, J Motor, J Motor, recognize Heckler House, Heckler House. Oh, 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 oh.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, again, there's nothing really huge going on in the news except for, of course, they're still going on with the Trump crap, which everyone knows is bogus. There are also I think the biggest thing I saw was how horrible the Barbie movie is. I mean, it is complete, utter fucking trash. It's the worst garbage movie of all. It's that bad. But yeah, it's not an adult, or it's not a kid's film, and mothers are getting pissed off when they go take their kids to go see it and they find out it's pretty sexual, and it's pushing a feminist propaganda in the movie really bad. It's just a all-around terrible movie. Anyways, I saw that. I'm not watching that stupid shit. Good luck with that crap. I don't care how much of a train wreck it is. I already know. So, yeah, it's just garbage. So, what I want to talk to you about this week is, I just watched a show called, and understand, I'm not real big on reality TV shows. I think reality TV shows should have never been invented. Period. They've been crap. Almost all of them are crap. Once in a while you'll find one that's fairly decent. I do like, say, some of the competition shows. I do like that kind of reality TV, but most of the other stuff is just junk. But like I said, every once in a while you'll find one that's not that bad. I just got done watching a show called Million Dollar Island, and it is an Australian show. Basically, it's kind of like a Survivor type show, but it's not Survivor. I can't stand Survivor. It's one of the worst reality shows I've ever seen. It's Survivor. It's god awful. I mean, just, and the fact that it's so popular, because in the Western world, where fucking people like watching people stab each other in the fucking back and stomp on each other just to get ahead and win. That's pretty fucked up. It's a fucked up show, and the way they win is all fucked up too. It's a voting thing. Like, if you don't like that person, you just vote them off and get others to vote for you. It's just fucking retarded. It's not really competition. It's more of a social experiment crap. And it's dumb. But anyways, this show is kind of similar, but nothing like that. They actually have competitions on the show to eliminate people. You don't vote people off. That's just dumb. But yeah, everyone is given like a $10,000 bracelet. And by the end of the show, you know, the person who beats everybody else gets all the bracelets, which collectively add up to $1 million. Now, you know, they go through weeks on this island. They're supposed to set up their own little camps, which again is kind of dumb. And then they're supposed to, you know, given a small amount of supplies. At the very beginning, people were like just grabbing crap and taking it to, you know, they created like 4 camps. And they were just grabbing crap and going to whichever camp they want to go to. But they don't know any, supposedly, they don't know anybody that they're sharing camps with. And, you know, 1 or 2 of them were, you know, thin on people, and the other 2 had like the most people on there. One of these started running out of food pretty quickly, and they were bitching and whining and moaning because they were out of food, because they just gobbled up what they had, and then they wanted everybody else's food, and they thought, oh, poor me, you know, please give us some food, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's part of the competition. You know, you're supposed to try to live off the island as well, like find food on the island. And they didn't want to do it. They wanted to be lazy and just sit around. Anyways, they got pissed off at the other camps for it. And there was some backstabbing and stealing and shit going on. It was kind of dumb. But anyways, I digress on that one. Or that part of the show. All the drama crap is just kind of dumb. Now, as they're on the island, they have this wheel that the host spins at this little area where everybody goes to. He spins the wheel, and it will land on a number. Whatever number, whoever has that bracelet number has the power to choose. I think it was like sometimes 8 people, sometimes 10 or 8 people from the island to go against head-to-head in a competition, like you know, some weird task they would have to do. They would have to compete against each other. If they want, whoever won gets all the everybody else's bracelets. Now the people do get another chance to. The people who didn't make it, they get a chance to win back their bracelets. One of them gets the chance to win back the bracelets. The others that still don't beat the rest of the competition in the second match, they have to rely on someone wanting to leave the island towards the end of the show and give them their bracelet so they can stay on the island. If there's someone that wants to leave the island. At first there were a few people that were doing that, but then as the competition went on, there was hardly anybody wanting to leave the island. Now the person with the most bracelets, the most money, cannot be chosen by the person who won the spinning wheel. They can't be chosen to enter in the next competition. They do this until, of course, everybody's eliminated and they have the final round, and then someone wins the $1 million. It's an interesting concept. It's not bad. I talked about a Survivor show where they did it in Alaska. It was a little bit different. It wasn't like this. It was completely different. But if you're going to fuck people over and shit, I can't stand that shit. It's like, if you're going to do a competition on survival. Not stabbing each other, not making these little camps and stabbing each other in the back and all that kind of crap. Fuck that shit. That's just dumb. I hate that crap. But the competition shit and crap like that wasn't too bad. I went ahead and watched the show. I'm not going to tell you who won. You'll have to watch yourself. But it's okay. I give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. It's a little bit different. And it definitely wasn't. It had a similar similar backdrop as Survivor, but completely different. It's done completely different how the winner is chosen. It's better. Okay. The other show I just got done watching is I just watched the end of season 8 of Bar Rescue. John Taffer is the host of the show. He's also the one who comes in and berates the bar owners, or if they're not doing their shit right, he gets on to him, and that's pretty much why most people watch the show. It's just to see him get on to these lazy ass owners, and most of them are pieces of crap. Not all of them. There's a few of them that just they fell on hard times or some shit, but most of them are pieces of crap and are lazy, and they really don't learn the business. The yada yada yada. You get what I'm saying. There's some people who can't take the pressure of actually having a bar or serve people, a whole bunch of customers. And he has somebody leave the show every now and then, or quit, blah blah blah. Not his crew, but someone who works for the bar that he's trying to help rescue. But then he does a remake of the bar, and it looks all fancy and new and blah blah blah. And then he takes off, after he helps rescue him. It's a pretty good show. For a reality TV, it's not bad. I like the show just because I like to see what he does with the bar and shit. I don't care about all the drama crap, him yelling at, these dumbass owners. It's kind of crazy, some of the shit he finds. Like, there's people that they don't clean their bars for like years, and they have mildew and all kinds of, and they still serve people food and shit. That's crazy. It's insane. Especially in these big cities. Once in a while he'll go outside into a rural town, but it's usually in a big city that these bars. So there's no way I wouldn't eat in these cities at these bars, because they're disgusting. 9 times out of 10, they're disgusting. So be careful about eating at these city bars and shit, or getting drinks, because you never know you're going to get sick. Anyways, it's a decent show. Definitely check it out if you like that kind of stuff. Honestly, Gordon Ramsay had a show called Hotel Hell. I love that show, because he'd go in there and he'd fucking, lay it on the line to these motel or hotel managers or owners and shit, and say, what the fuck are you doing? He'd check out the sheets and all that kind of crap, the cleanliness of the hotel and all kinds of stuff. That was actually a pretty cool show for a reality show. But they canceled it like that, I think, after the first or second season. I was like, what the fuck, man? I liked that show. Way better than his fucking food competition shows. I hate food competition shows. Unless it's MasterChef Junior. That's the only one I like. The rest of them suck. I hate MasterChef. I don't like the adult version. I like watching the little kids go at it. That's always cool to see them that young and be able to do that shit. It's cool. But yeah, that show was badass. I loved that show, and then they did away with it really fast. I just think he didn't want to do it, is what it was, and I don't know why, because he's good at it. But regardless, anyways, the next show that I just got done watching as well was, I think there's 5 seasons of this one, and it's called the there was 8 seasons. Sorry, there were 8 seasons of that bar rescue. It's getting a little old now, but it's still a decent show. The next one is that I just got done watching was called The Unexplained. It just did season 5, and it has William Shatner as the host. Now, he did another show similar called What If. I think it was called What If. I think that was the name of the show. But anyway, it deals with unexplained or bizarre events, phenomenon, ghost, paranormal activity, cryptids, that kind of stuff, you know, just strange mysteries, and I like that kind of stuff. It's a decent show if you're into like weird mysteries and strange stuff. Most of it I've already heard of or seen before. Most of these shows tend to repeat themselves. Do the same shit, go over it. And you'll find a bunch of this crap on YouTube, talked about on YouTube. And a lot of these shows that do this, the strange mysteries and weird mysteries or whatever, a lot of them have already been not necessarily debunked, but some of them has been already explained. A few of them, like the whole burning boy, crying boy painting. They found that the paint in the crying boy paintings is resistant to fire, and that's why it never burned up in fires. There was nothing haunted about it or anything like that. But just stuff like that. That sometimes these shows, they tell the story, the tale of the cursed object or some shit like that, or mystery or whatever, even though it's already been debunked. They still do it sometimes. But anyways, it's a decent show if you're into like mysteries, strange mysteries and shit. Check it out. You'll like it. I give it a thumbs up too. Check it out. Okay, that's all I have for you for television shows. Let's get on to your B movie reviews. Okay, movie holics. This week is Fantasy Week. Now, I figured I'd do a couple of ghost fantasies, not, horror movies, but, paranormal fantasy. Most generally, usually if it's about a ghost or something, it's usually, if it's not horror, it's like a comedy, fantasy type thing. So the first one is called Ghost Town. and it was done 2008. It only made about 27 million. It didn't do all that great. It had Ricky Gervais and you know, Tia Leone in it. Now, I'd never heard of this movie. I figured I'd check it out, see what it was like, if it was any good. Because, you know, I think Ricky's a pretty funny dude for, you know, an English dude. I figured I'd check it out. Now, the movie's about, he's like a dentist. He gets this surgery or whatever, and he dies for like, I think they said 7 or 8 minutes. It's not very long. They don't tell him about it. He has to find out later, because he comes back and he says, because he starts seeing ghosts, and he comes back, he's like, did something strange happen to me? And then they tell him what happened. Anyways, one of these ghosts died outside of his building. Now this guy well, actually, he didn't die outside of his building. It was a building similar that he died outside of. But his wife moved inside this building that, you know, Ricky lives in, which is Tia Leone. And, you know, he wants him to help her get rid of this guy that she's with, that she's going to end up marrying. He don't want her marrying her because he's bad for her or some shit. So he starts speaking to Ricky, trying to get him to help him out. Now, meanwhile, there's a ton of other ghosts that want Ricky to help him, and he won't do it. He's not a people person. He's kind of a dick. You know, he's actually seen Tia Leone several times, and he slammed doors in her face. The elevator, he's, you know, jumped and stole her cab, kind of shit like that, outside or inside or outside the building. He hadn't even really noticed her. So when this ghost, her husband, gets him to notice her, you know, he talks him into, you know, trying to talk to her. Well, he kind of falls for her. He starts really liking her, and once he notices her. A husband don't like that either. But anyways, she kind of starts falling for him, which is bullshit. That would never happen. I mean, it's Tia Leone. I mean, the woman's really good looking. So, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not in reality. Wouldn't you like that to happen in reality if women that look like that actually fell for an average looking dude? It's just not going to happen. Ever. They don't do that. If it does happen, it's extremely, I mean, extremely rare. Like 1 in a million chance. It just doesn't happen. I wish, but it don't happen. That shit don't happen. Anyways, towards the end, you know, he talks to a couple of people and he feels bad. She thinks he's playing her because he knows things about her ex-husband, and he tries to tell her it's his ghost, and she don't believe him. So eventually he goes sad. He starts feeling bad for himself, and he talks to a couple of people. He finds out he's been a real dick. He just doesn't have any friends. Nobody cares about him. So he starts helping some of the ghosts out, try to make himself feel better with their little tasks so they can move on. And then he tries to get back with her, or or try to help her get over her husband. And then, her husband finally moves on and then tells him, tell her this, which he does. And then she, him and her get together. And towards the very end of the movie. And that's the end of the movie. It's an okay movie. Was it funny? Yeah. There were a couple scenes that were funny. There was this one scene where he's being wheeled into surgery before he dies for 7 or 8 minutes. That was actually pretty funny when he's talking to the doctor and the anesthesiologist. It's actually pretty fucking funny. I'll admit, it was pretty funny. But after that, it was just like, it wasn't really funny anymore. I thought it'd be funnier than that, but it wasn't. It's okay. Movie's alright. I give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. You have some decent actors in it, but it's worth a one-time watch, maybe. The next one we're going to talk about is a movie called Ghost. Yes, that's the name of the movie. It was done in 1990. It made about $505 million worldwide. It starred Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. It's kind of a cult classic now. This was back when they knew how to the writers knew how to write good stories and do some good storytelling. Now, this movie also has Whoopi Goldberg in it. Before she went all fucking batshit crazy. Before she went loony on The View. But anyways, the story is about Patrick Swayze and his girlfriend Demi Moore. They move in together in this apartment. Now he has a buddy that he works with. I don't know, it's like at some bank firm or some shit. Anyways, his buddy's trying to launder money for, the mafia or some drug cartel or some shit. He needs Patrick Swayze's character's named Sam. He needs Sam's code number to get in and move this laundering money around. Well, he ends up hiring a guy trying to steal his wallet, which, he had written down this code in a little notebook. Well, the guy that fucking went to go steal the wallet, he ends up killing him because they get in a fight. So he becomes a ghost. But the other guy ain't done yet. He still needs that book. Well, it ends up that the other guy that he hired, he ends up stalking Demi Moore. Well, Patrick Swayze's character, Sam, he don't know what to do. But he's walking around. He ends up running across Whoopi Goldberg's character, which is a charlatan. She's acting like this, spiritual advisor or whatever. Well, she ends up able to hear him, and convinces her through some fucked up means to, crazy ass shit, talk to Molly, which is Demi Moore's character, and trying to tell her, she's in danger and what's going on. Eventually finds out that his buddy, who he thought was his friend, was in on it. He's also trying to get with, Demi Moore, or Molly, or whatever, his girlfriend. It's all screwed up. But, eventually, Demi Moore's character, after some manipulation by his buddy, at first she believed Whoopi's character, and then she didn't, because she found out she's a con artist. But then she started believing her again. And then the guy shows up and he's trying to kill her and Whoopi Goldberg because Patrick Swayze's character and Whoopi's character came up with a plan that took out the money out of the bank, and she ended up giving it to a church, a group of nuns, which she didn't like. But, you know, the guy, his so-called buddy, found out about it. So now he's trying to kill both the women at the end. Patrick Swayze does have this scene where he goes and he talks to this ghost on a train to figure out how he can move objects. So he's got that now going for him by the end of the movie. And he ends up kind of fighting with both the guy who killed him, which he ends up dying and being taken by, like, I guess these black shadow people, which I guess represents demons, and taking them to hell. Well, his buddy or whatever ends up fucking himself up and killing himself. And they come and get him too, you know. But he sees Sam before he goes, and Sam's shaking his head, going, man, what'd you do, you know? Anyways, at the very end, Otome, or Whoopi's character, and Demi Moore's character, Molly, they see Patrick Swayze, or Sam, you know, like this golden light shines on him, and he tells him goodbye, and he walks off to what looks like a crowd of people welcoming him, and that's the end of the movie. This is a really good movie. He had a really good story plot for the movie. You know, what was going on and shit. Actually, you know, like I said, you know, they knew how to tell stories back then. But anyways, definitely, it had a little bit of everything in it, you know, comedy, horror, thriller, action, adventure, you know, all paranormal, all that shit. It was all in it, wrapped up into one. This is a really good movie. I put it on one of my, you know, top 100 of great movies. Definitely check it out. 2 thumbs up for sure. You definitely, if you've never seen Ghost, watch it. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. So anyways, that's all I have for you this week. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any recommendations, some B-rated films that you think I may never ever have heard of before, or may never have seen, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So, until next time, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you just been told.